Hey, everybody, it's Mr. Greg. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're so excited that you're here, and I'm really excited that we get to talk to our friend, Holly. Hi, Holly. How are you?
Hey, I'm so good. I'm gonna apologize ahead of time if the dogs start barking.
It's okay. We love
Realize.
them.
I'm
We
so
love
excited
them.
to be here. I am so excited um, to have gotten through my first year as a college professor, but I'm so excited for the summer. So excited for Elevate. That's just a few days away.
I
So,
know. I can't believe that Elevate Virtual kicks off in like 4 days.
ugh,
Elevate Dallas is coming up in like, I don't know, like
like
2 weeks, less than 2 weeks.
yeah, right. Like it's
So,
almost not even a week before we
right,
fly
yeah. It's going to be such an amazing summer. I can't
out.
wait. I'm excited for all of it. So I'm really excited to get to talk to you tonight about the science of writing
Ugh.
because this is so cutting edge and so new. So we're really excited to talk about this, and I know everyone is going to have lots of questions. Everyone is pumped um, because we know how great you are with the science of reading, and so I can't wait to hear what you have to say about writing because it's
Mhm.
something I think it's one of the hardest things we do. So looking forward to
Totally.
that. But hey, listen, y'all, before we get into all of that, I want to let you know that we have not one, not two, not three, but 4 giveaways happening tonight. And it's really easy to win. All you have to do to enter is hit the share button, invite your friends to join us, and get in the comments. The more you share and the more you comment, the more chances you have to win. Tonight's prizes are a free ticket to Elevate Virtual, a $25 gift card to the TKS store, 2 Berto & Co. notepads of your choice,
Ugh,
and you could also win a Groovy planner
I
from
love
Berto & Co. by the Kindergarten Smorgasbord. So again, hit the share button, invite your friends to join us in the comments. We know you have questions about writing and the science of writing. So what are they? Let us know. Ask those questions. Tell us where you're from. What's going
I'm
on? Are you in
I'm
school?
right here sharing now because I want one of those planners. I
I don't
already
think
have
you
one,
can.
but I want another one.
All right. So, Holly, tell everybody, introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you, all the things.
My name is Holly Ehle, and I am a teacher. My heart has always just I don't know, the Lord made me to make work with kids, I feel like. But I have taught in the classroom pretty much at the pre-K through second grade level for longer than I'd like to admit. I was in the regular classroom for 28 years before switching to higher ed. And it was very interesting because I really had no plans to switch to higher ed, but it was one of those like calling type of things that I could see the need that teachers in the field um, were struggling to become. They were doing all that they could day and night on the weekends, working so hard and kind of spinning their wheels. And as I learned more and more about the science of reading, really what I found out is that there are so many teachers who just we haven't been trained correctly. And so I love kiddos, but I am just as passionate about helping teachers who are in the classroom working so hard because we've been there and we know what that's like. So shifted into that role, but I feel so incredibly blessed because as part of that, I do teach university like science of reading aligned courses, but I still have the opportunity to be in schools all the time. It's such a blessing to work with, juniors and seniors in college and be out in the classrooms with them and make connections with teachers and work with, my former program and all of that. So, yeah, so I love working with pre-service teachers and current teachers, but there will never be a part of my life that I'm not with little people too. So,
And that's what one of the great things about Elevate is that all of our presenters are active in schools. And so Holly is a professor, but part of her job, she actually gets to be in classrooms, working in classrooms with kids and teachers a couple of days a week. And so that's one of the things that makes Elevate so unique is that
Mhm.
all of our presenters are active in classrooms and schools. So we get it. We understand the challenges. We understand the curriculums, how these shifts are affecting everybody. We understand, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it, because we
We
all
lived through the pandemic. I
right.
mean, seriously, it's not the case that any of our presenters have been out of the classroom for 3 or 4 years or whatever, because it does not take long to lose sense of the reality of what it is to be a classroom teacher. So I that is one of the reasons that I truly, truly love our Elevate team. And it's hard. It's hard to be a full-time teacher and do extra things too. So, but it is well worth it.
And so listen, y'all, if you haven't yet registered for Elevate Virtual, you have 4 days to get registered. Elevate Virtual kicks off in 4 days. Use the code Holly. Click the links in the comments in the description to get registered. That code Holly will save you an extra 25% off of your ticket. For $75, you're going to get 40 content hours. That's more than 30 sessions, 4 keynotes, $500 worth of digital resources, $10,000 in giveaway, a certificate for those hours. You can watch on your computer. You can watch in our brand new app. So we've made it even easier to access the content. The content for Elevate Virtual is all recorded. So on June 1st, you'll have access, and you will have unlimited access for those 90 days. So you can watch, rewatch, fast forward, rewind, watch whenever you want. So click the link in the comments and the description, get registered, use the code Holly to save an extra 25% off, and join us at Elevate Virtual. You don't want to miss out. It's going to be an amazing summer of learning and growth, and I can't wait for all of us to grow together. It's going to be
now
awesome.
You can even get college credits, right?
Right. That's right. And now you can get college credits through Colorado State Pueblo. So we have everything you need here at Elevate Virtual. So register. Don't forget, because listen, if you don't do it now, you're going to forget, and then you're going to get FOMO, and then you're going to blow up Crystal's email, and Crystal doesn't want that. So register. Don't miss out. All right, Holly, everybody's wanting to know, what is the science of reading? Go.
Okay, well, just to give you a little bit more information in case you don't know who I am. I am an educator and a mom. So I've been through this process of developing readers in my own home as well. So I know how important it is. But I actually am currently finishing up my dissertation for my PhD in reading, language, and literacy. So I like to share that, not to say, hey, I have this important piece of paper, but to let you know that I've done more than just read a couple books on it. I have literally spent the last 6 years immersed in all of the research and all of the things. And so
At Harvard.
my goal is to be is to kind of be that go-between for classroom teachers who want to improve, but y'all don't have time to get all that done. And so anyways, my specialty is the science of reading, which then translates easy to the science of writing as well. And so the science of reading is actually not a program, not a curriculum. You can't buy it in the store or anything like that. It's literally a body of research that started really decades ago, but has really grown in the last several years with the growth of technology, where now we can have, developing readers literally read inside a functional MRI. We can see exactly how the brain is functioning and all of these things. And it's fascinating because what we've learned is that how we used to think kids remembered things and learned how to read was actually not how it's working out. And so there's a lot of that kind of neuroscience that we were never taught. And it has super important implications for how we teach. And so my goal is to share all of that with you in a way that is easy to understand and doesn't take you 6 months to read a book, so that you can make those important shifts in your instruction. So not only will your planning and teaching be easier, but your outcome is going to be mind-blowing to you. So basically, instead of working harder, because I don't even think that's possible, because teachers are the hardest working people in the world, kind of just taking the information that we now have, which is literally cutting edge, and shifting your instruction in ways that isn't overwhelming, but that gets incredible gains. And so the science of reading is that body of research. And the one thing that I really like to point out, because I think some people miss this, is that the science of reading kind of has two areas of research. You'll hear, the buzzwords evidence-based instruction and like research-based instruction. And they kind of mean two different things. And I don't know if people really widely understand that. And so we have a lot of information from areas like cognitive neuroscience, cognitive science, looking at how the brain like literally physiologically like functions. So we know a lot of that information. And based on that information and how we've learned that kiddos store information, we've made kind of like educated guesses on, well, if this is how the brain works, then this type of instruction should be the most effective. But that isn't proven yet. So when we hypothesize or have like a learning theory, that's like kind of research based, right? But when you take that research based like theory and actually put it together in an instructional method and then put it into a classroom with real live children in real life, and then we watch and track to see, does this instructional method that we think should work, does it actually accelerate student learning or produce like increased gains? That is like evidence-based, because we have the evidence to say that the research actually translates out into like more proficient readers. And that's the part that we didn't have in the past. Like with whole language and balanced literacy, we would kind of observe kids, not through functional MRIs, but just by observation. So we would think, hey, I think this works. And then we pushed it out into the classroom with leveled readers and guided reading and all of that. And we could always pick out a decent chunk of kids, 25% of kids, that, hey, it's working great. And we kind of just ignored sometimes like the ones that it didn't work so great for. But there are very, very few to none, really, evidence-based studies of like, did reading recovery work? Did guided reading work? We never had that classroom base of research to say, hey, it actually does. And so now that we've gone back and we're testing that, we're finding that what we thought would work with balanced literacy never did, and it still doesn't. And so anyways, those are two important parts that I like to share. And that's one thing that we've also brought to Elevate as well, is that our sessions aren't just like good ideas that, are our opinions. We actually ask all of our presenters to produce research articles that prove that what they're suggesting in their sessions is evidence-based and will improve learning. And so I feel like that's a major difference between Elevate and any other conference. You'll hear, we're research-based, whatever. But what our presenters are doing aren't just like reading books and saying, hey, this person said this. We actually have the studies that say what we're telling you to do actually results in improved learning gains. So you can tell I'm a complete research nerd. So I'll get off that subject, but it's very important. You don't have to worry about the details because we're worrying about them, but it's super important. So
tell everybody, what are we going to learn in your Science of Writing session at Elevate Virtual? Because
I'm so excited about this.
There have been I've been watching the comments, and so many people talk about struggling with writing.
Oh yeah,
myself included. So we want to know, what are we going to learn in your Science of Writing session?
Okay, so the Science of Writing session, it's a deep and expansive topic. So in my writing session in virtual, I'm so excited about it. Literally been working on it for like 3 years. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this really great overview. It's a long session. And then what all teachers want is, how do I put it into my classroom tomorrow, right?
Absolutely.
Give me the resources, give me, what does it look like? And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. But since I can't cram that all in one session, the big bonus that a lot of people haven't heard about yet is that if you sign up for Elevate Virtual, in my session, anyone who attends Elevate Virtual will get a private invitation to what we're calling Elevate Science of Writing Summer School. And so every week this summer, you're going to be invited into this private group that is just exclusive for our virtual and academy members. But I will be doing sessions every single week on all of the topics that I cover in my virtual session, but I'm going to go deep. You're going to be getting resources and all of these different things this summer, because I want some feedback on this as well. Because the next exciting step is that in the fall, we're going to release a new Science of Writing Elevate Academy course, where I will be like your virtual coach, walking you through, like literally changing your instruction for the whole year with lesson plans and slides and everything you need to like bring that to fruition. So the Science of Writing that you get in our virtual session will be like the overview, and it will talk about what does research say, why is Writer's Workshop failing us according to that research, and then I'm going to talk about exactly what students need to learn in order to be proficient writers. I mean, there is going to be a laid out scope and sequence of all the skills that a proficient writer needs. It's going to be broken down into 5 main strands, which are like transcription skills, which are, you know, handwriting and letter formation, all of those things, which also kind of ties in with the correct way or the most effective way to teach like letters and sounds, the alphabetic principle. We'll go into the writing process and how that promotes critical thinking. We'll talk about writer's craft and using mentor texts. We're going to talk about text structures because we all know about we're responsible for teaching kiddos how to write informative and narrative and all of that. Then we're going to talk a ton about syntax and sentence structures, and why the building blocks of good writing starts with like a solid understanding of sentences. And I'll be talking about how you teach grammar and all of that. The thing that's most exciting about this, and that is so different, is that the most recent research in the science of writing has really given us evidence that is going to make your writing instruction so much easier to plan, so much easier to carry out, and take so much less time. And that's the part that's kind of mind-blowing, is that you are going to become such a better writing teacher, but it's actually going to get easier for you and your kids. I guarantee you that their writing proficiency will probably double what you've ever seen before. And so I'm super excited about that, because
So let me,
I was going to say, gone are the days that you need like 30 minutes or 45 minutes for writer's workshop. So this is super exciting.
when I think that right there, that 35 to 45 minutes that we need for writing workshop is gone.
Don't
I think
have
that's
it.
a huge part, because that's an area, that's one piece that none of us have. I don't have that time anymore. So I
No.
think that is a huge, for me, that's a huge relief to hear that I'm not going to need 35 to 45 minutes, but
Yes.
I'm going to be a better teacher of writing, and my kids are going to be better writers. So
Yes.
I can't wait. There are a couple of questions that I want you to address.
Okay. I
But
could go on about
I want to
this.
go ahead and remind everybody to hit the share button, invite your friends to join us, and keep those comments coming, because the more you share and the more you comment, the more chances you have to win some prizes. We're giving away a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. We're giving away a groovy planner from Berto & Co. by the Kindergarten Smorgasbord. We're giving away 2 notepads of your choice from Berto & Co. by the Kindergarten Smorgasbord. We're giving away a $25 gift card to the TKS store. So hit that share button, get your friends to join in on this very, very needed conversation about the science of writing. And remember, if you want to learn all the things that Holly's talking about and learn all the things about the science of writing, join us at Elevate Virtual. Click the links in the comments in the description to get registered. Use the code Holly to save an extra 25% off of your ticket. So there was, I mean, people are just blown away. They're so excited about all of this, because again, we're all struggling with this. We all want to be better at writing. It's one of the hardest things to teach. And so you've already kind of hit on it. You know, you said we're not going to have to use that 35 to 45 minutes for a writing workshop anymore. So one of the questions that popped up was, does the science of writing and does your session hit on dictation at all?
Yep, it sure does. Absolutely. Dictation is such an important part of the science of reading. And what you're going to find is that what I'm finding is that a lot of people, most teachers are very well aware of the shift towards the science of reading, even if they aren't fully trained in it yet. Like, I'm seeing a great shift. So this is going to be that second piece that comes along, it's going to fit so great. And everything that we're doing in this science of writing, I guarantee you, is going to improve their reading, and the reading is going to improve their writing. A couple things I wanted to also kind of throw out here, because it's just in the last couple years with the newest, some of the newest studies that have come out, is number one, like I said, the idea of having a separate writing block, ineffective. In comparison to the way that we're going to show you, has to literally take between 2 and maybe 10 at the most minutes to pack in these super powerful writing activities. And it will be done kind of like throughout the day. And they're so fun and enjoyable. So in addition to that, the other thing that most recent studies have said is that you are going to see a dramatic increase in the amount of partner or small group work with writing, which is kind of conceptually not what we're used to. We're used to doing a little like mini lesson and sending them back to their seats, and they kind of, some of them write, some of them sit there. And one of the reasons for that is that when you have partners, you open up dialogue and conversation, which really helps to spur on writing. So you're going to see a lot more of that. Another thing that you're going to see in this session, because this session is going to really, really target like, TK through second grade. A lot of teachers, me included, have felt like, in TK and kindergarten, sometimes first grade, and even this year, my friend, Jake, had a second grader who hadn't been in school before and came in second grade and couldn't even hold a pencil. Okay, it's kind of mind-blowing, and I don't know if you can like conceptualize this or not, but we're going to show you how to teach writing and very important kind of rigorous concepts of writing in ways that kids can learn all of it without actually having to be the ones using the pencil at all times. I've heard so many teachers say, how are they expected to write a persuasive paragraph in kindergarten when they don't even know how to hold the pencil? We agree. Everything you're going to see here is developmentally appropriate. So it's super exciting because we can teach them about the writing process in ways where they don't necessarily have to be the ones who are writing every piece. You're going to see group work. You're going to see tons of focus on oral language, where we are using mentor texts and we are walking them through the writing process and doing it together in a few minutes a day, so that they're understanding and they're learning all of these important concepts, so that when the transcription skills do develop and they do have proper letter formation and spelling skills and all of those things, which are part of this, that they'll already have a strong grasp on the writing process or different elements of writer's craft. So what you're going to find, especially in the primary grades, is that teaching writing is not going to be taxing anymore. It's going to be like full of like beautiful read alouds and language and vocabulary, and teaching all these great things without the pressure of thinking, how in the world am I going to get this kiddo who can't even hold a pencil yet to write 6 pieces to put in his portfolio? Right. So I'm super excited about showing you how all of these pieces are going to work, because they're so much fun. I have a scope and sequence for every single skill, and then there's going to be 5 main strands, like I talked about. And for each strand, there's going to be a scope and sequence of skills that are laid out in order with some guidance on TK, kindergarten, all of that. And then you'll have this overall framework of activities for the entire year, broken down to months, and then by week, where you can pick different types of activities that fit in with the things that you're already doing in your schedule. So planning is going to be super easy, but the activities are going to be really fun. So it's this giant overview.
And I think that's such an important piece. I actually saw a question come through, will this work with your mandatory curriculum? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
These are things that you can just plug into your day, and it's already kind of mapped out for you. And it's developmentally appropriate, and it's fun. And, writing itself, I mean, even as an adult, like when I sit down to write a blog post, like staring at a blank screen or a blank piece of paper is terrifying. Imagine what it's like for a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old who's learning to hold a pencil, who's learning their sounds. And so the fact that we can make it fun lowers the stress level. And we know what the brain science tells us.
Yes.
When we lower the stress level, we kind of open the gate to learning.
Yes.
Our brains are in a much better place to learn. And so if we can make all of this more fun, then it just goes to say, like, they're going to be writing better.
And one of the things that Greg and I have talked a lot about too, you hear all of this about content, whether it's, reading and writing and all of that. But then you're like, how does that happen in my classroom where I have kids who don't speak English and I have kids who, have ADD and all of the things? I am telling you that all of this new brain research absolutely unequivocally addresses those things first. So one of the first things you're going to see in this session, and then that will continue with lots of support this summer, is addressing kids that have trouble focusing, executive functioning issues, English language learners. All of those things are foundationally included in this. Okay, so it like I said, it's big and wide. I literally have been working on this for like 3 years. So what you're gonna have, again, I'm gonna run through this because it's different probably than anything you've heard. In Elevate Virtual, you're going to have this nice long session where I give you the overall framework of the science of writing, the basic research, and then I'm going to break it down into those 5 essential areas of instruction within the science of writing. And then what you're going to do, only if you sign up for Elevate Virtual, or if you sign up for Elevate, the Science of Reading Academy, only those people are going to be invited into our Elevate Summer School for Science of Writing. And so every week there'll be new professional development. There'll be live sessions where you can ask all of your questions. I'm going to be pushing out tons of freebies to you because my heart is always the number one goal. Never about money. It's never about, but it literally is about like helping teachers. So I want to give our community, our Elevate community, these resources. But what I also want back from you is I need feedback from you teachers this summer. When I push out resources, I want to hear, what else do you need? Do you think this will work? How will this not work? I want to get all this feedback back, because then in the fall, we're going to be rolling out a year-long science of writing course, where every week we'll have the slides, the lesson plans, the different things that you can pull to fit into whatever curriculum you are using. And in order for that to be the best that it can be, I want to pull this like secret summer school off and get so much of your feedback. So what you're getting with Elevate Virtual this year is like, it's like a treasure chest of gold. Like literally you're paying this much, because not just my session, but there are over 30 sessions from incredible presenters on every different topic. But then for those who want to learn more, you can join our Elevate Science of Writing Summer School, and you're going to get so many awesome things. And then, of course, you're always invited to continue with us, because at Elevate, it's not a one and done. We're here for the long term. And if any of you are in Elevate Academy, like we do monthly lives too, to just answer questions for people. So
I'm going to jump in because we normally stop at 30 minutes, but we'll keep going for a little bit because the comments are just blowing up. Lots of questions. So I want to address a couple of questions that I've seen come through, specifically about Elevate Virtual and Elevate In Person. Elevate Virtual and Elevate In Person are separate events. Yep. The content is not the same. There's no overlap. So if you're coming to in person, you still want to do Elevate Virtual because they are very separate events.
Mm-hmm.
If you've done Elevate Virtual in the past, you want to do Elevate Virtual again this year because it's brand new.
Yep.
Every year it's going to be brand new. It's fresh, brand new sessions, brand new content. So got that out of the way.
No overlap.
Where do you register for Elevate Virtual? The link to register is in the description of this live and in the comments. And I'm sure we will get them dropped in the comments more as I'm talking. And when you click those links, when you check out, use the code Holly. That will save you an extra 25% off. So that's how you get registered. I saw somebody say, oh, I wish I could attend all of the sessions. Some of them overlap. With Elevate Virtual, the great thing about a virtual conference is all of the sessions are recorded. You can access every single session whenever you want, wherever you want, as much as you want, beginning on June 1st. And you'll have 90 days through August 31st to go back and you can watch those sessions as much as you want.
Yes,
so
over and over.
With Elevate Virtual, none of the sessions overlap because they're all recorded. They're all right there for you to access beginning June 1st. So this is what it will look like when you log in. It's all built, which is super exciting. We've seen a lot of the sessions, so we know how good they are. So this is what it looks like. So again, you'll have access to those sessions. And so there's no overlap. So that's the cool thing about virtual conferences is you can watch a session, take notes, go back to your notes later, come back and rewatch the session to get to those confusing parts, parts that you might have missed. So that's the great thing about this. I've also seen a lot of questions come through about, does it work with this curriculum? What about this curriculum? What about this curriculum? Here's the thing about the science of reading, the science of writing. It works, period. It doesn't matter what your curriculum is because you're really just, you're changing up your teaching, you're adding in things. And that's what Holly's going to do is she's going to show us how to bring in these fun activities and these, like she said, 10 minutes, y'all, like that right there is mind blowing to me, is that we're going to go from a 45-minute writer's workshop to, 10-minute activities a couple of times a day. And our kids are going to be better writers.
Guaranteed.
We understand better how to teach writing, how the brain works. So
let me just throw this out here because here's another question I get a lot. Okay. So like I said, I literally have been working on this for over 3 years. There's a lot of people that followed the Science of Literacy Learning Facebook page last summer. And last summer I put out a series of Science of Writing little mini sessions. Somebody asked if those are the same. No. Last year was just the introductory pieces. This year is going to be the meat and potatoes behind what does it look like in the classroom? Where's my scope and sequence? Where are the activities? All of that type of thing. Also, other people are asking, is this anything like, the writing revolution or all of that? This is what I want to say. Literally, I have read, I think, every research article and every book that has been published to date on the science of writing. What I'm finding and what you guys will probably be familiar with is that, especially when it comes to writing, the books that are put out and the materials that are put out oftentimes are more directed at maybe second grade and above kids who kind of have most of their skills together. And so incredible books like The Writing Rope, The Writing Revolution, SRSD, Self-Regulated Strategy Development, which is a very popular and super research-based writing framework. They're great. But when you look at them individually, I've never been able to say, hey, I'm going to pick this one because typically it's somewhat light at the pre-K through second grade level. And so what I literally have done is taken, especially those 3 programs, the Writing Rope, the Writing Revolution, and SRSD. And I have taken the absolute best, most research proven parts of those that specifically focus on TK through second grade. And what I've done is built out this framework that includes the best of all of those. So if your school is doing the Writing Revolution or something and you're like, will this fit? Oh yeah, it will. And better. But then I've filled in the frameworks for all the activities, so you'll literally be able to just bring it to life in super easy ways. So I wanted to mention that because that's another question I get all the time is, which program would I recommend or which whatever. Honestly, I haven't found one that really is all focused on what we do, which is the pre-Ks to the second grade. And so that's why I've spent the last 3 years doing this. So I'm super excited to share it.
Okay, I have one question. I think it'll be an easy answer. And then I saw another question come through, and I'm going to answer this one because I want to brag on Elevate. The question was, why do we hear so much about the science of reading, but not the science of writing? Because the science of writing is a much newer body of research. Yep. And it's just now something that we're starting to understand and starting to talk about more. And now we can bring it into the classrooms. And that's what makes Elevate unique, is that we're on the cutting edge of this. Yes. Because Holly has been so immersed in this for years. She's now on the cutting edge of the science of writing. And so that's why Elevate Virtual is so unique, because we have this amazing session and then these other opportunities going forward. So you're going to start to hear a lot more about the science of writing.
You will.
Start with Elevate Virtual. So register now. Use the code Holly to save 25% off. The links
and it's too much to do at once also. Like right. You cannot master like the science of reading and the science of writing at once. You have to kind of conceptually get your feet underneath you a little bit with the science of reading before you understand how the writing kind of fits in there. That's why we specifically designed our Elevate Science of Reading Academy. And we wanted to be done with that before we started pushing out the writing, because if we're going to put something out, it's going to be quality. It's not going to be, we're not going to spread ourselves too thin and not do something well. So,
all right. So the other question, and I'll be very curious to hear your answer to this, because I have a couple of thoughts, and I think it's something that people talk about a lot, and it's kind of a great way to kind of bring this to a close tonight. What do you recommend that kids write with? Regular pencils, golf pencils, markers, pens, crayon? What do you think?
Oh, the classic teacher answer. It depends on the child. Which is totally true. Different kiddos have different like small motor needs and things like that. Typically in a regular classroom, like in kindergarten per se, I typically generally have regular pencils for my kiddos, but we also have all of the other things available. Sorry, all my kids are coming home now and my dogs are barking. So it's important to have all of those materials available. But just like other things like, weighted vests or different things like that, different kids need different things at different times, even markers at certain points. So for example, when I'm doing letter formation, path of motion, something that slides easily over a paper is what I use during fluency. However, when I'm teaching kids path of motion originally for the letter form, the best way, according to research, because anything I tell you is going to be like evidence-based, is a straight arm with 2 fingers and tracing the letter path. That actually 2 fingers, even over just one, produces much better learning gains and memory of like path of motion. So it depends on what you're teaching, as well as the kiddo, but I'll share all of this in my sessions.
I love it because I use all the things. Like we start with the regular pencils, but we have the golf pencils available for kids who need them. And then, as I watch the kids, I'm like, oh yeah, they definitely need the golf pencils. So they'll use those. We also are big fans of chalk and chalkboards because of that friction, building that muscle memory. We also, this is something that I carried over from when I first started teaching, we were doing, it was called Reading First, but it was basically the science of reading, was felt tip markers and paper because of the friction. And then of course, dry erase markers. I let my kids, especially after Christmas break, I let my kids use ink pens a lot of times when they're writing. So I think having a variety of tools, and like you said, it really depends on the child.
Right.
But a lot of people you're blowing people's minds with the straight arm 2-finger thing. And here's the thing.
When you're teaching something new, you want them to get feedback, just like you're saying. You want them to feel a little bit of friction, but when you're going to fluency and they know the path of motion, that's when you give them something smooth. Yeah. So
Well, listen, these are the kind of things that you're going to get from Elevate, and especially Holly's Science of Writing session, which is only at Elevate Virtual. So she's going to give you all of this information and more, and she's going to go into the details. And like she said, you're going to get, you're going to get an overview, you're going to get resources and all the things that you can use in your classroom to make this easier for you. Plus, you're going to get this exclusive access to this free Science of Writing summer school group that will go on all summer outside of Elevate Virtual.
Absolutely
So listen,
free.
if you haven't yet registered for Elevate Virtual, now is the time. 4 days, y'all. 4 days. Elevate Virtual kicks off. If you want to be a part of Holly's Science of Writing course, register now. The links to register are in the comments and the description. Make sure to use the code Holly to get an extra 25% off of your ticket, because that's going to make your ticket price $75. That gives you 90 days access to all of the sessions, all of the downloads, all of the information. You can watch.
You can win so many prizes through virtual too.
$10,000 worth of prizes we're giving away. You'll be able to watch Holly's session for 90 days if you want.
I mean, I don't even know. You'll get hundreds of dollars worth of freebie stuff just in the Science of Reading summer school session if you decide to join. Again, I want real teacher feedback on it. And so, I'm so excited.
Get registered, because not only are we going to give you this information, we're going to give you tools and resources to help you bring it into the classroom in very easy ways. And we are going to help you get rid of that 45-minute writer's workshop to make writing more accessible, more fun, and more successful for everybody. So here we go. I'm going to give you 1 minute to hit the share button. Drop those comments one more time, because we're giving away a free ticket to Elevate Virtual, a free $25 gift card to the TKS store, a groovy planner from Berto & Co. by the Kindergarten Smorgasbord, and 2 notepads of your choice from Berto & Co. So listen, I'm giving you 30 seconds. Hit that share button and get those comments, because the more you share and the more you commented, the more chances you have to win. So again, click the links, get registered to join us at Elevate Virtual so you can participate in Holly's Science of Writing course, which will also give you exclusive access to her free Science of Writing summer school group, which will then lead you into the brand new Science of Writing Academy that's coming later on. So, and if listen, like Holly, your passion for this has people fired up. Everyone's so excited just from tonight's live. So y'all, you don't want to miss out on her session at Elevate Virtual, because it's going to just take that excitement and that passion and multiply it by infinity. So thank you, Holly, for that passion and for helping all of us be better. All right, let's give away some prizes.
Yay!
All right, first up, we'll give away a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. If you are the winner of the Elevate Virtual ticket, send an email to crystal@elevateyourclassroom.com. And the winner of our free Elevate Virtual ticket is Bethany McIntyre. Congratulations, Bethany. You've won a free ticket to Elevate Virtual. Bethany, send an email to crystal@elevateyourclassroom.com. For the rest of the prizes, the planner, the notepads, and the gift card, if you are the winner of those prizes, you will send an email to kindersmorgy@gmail.com to claim those prizes. So first up, we have 2 notepads of your choice from Berto & Co. by the Kindergarten Smorgasbord. And that winner is Ophelia Spade. Congratulations, Ophelia. You've won 2 notepads of your choice from Berto & Co. by the Kindergarten Smorgasbord. So Ophelia, send an email to kindersmorgy@gmail.com. Next, we have a groovy planner from Berto & Co. by the Kindergarten Smorgasbord. And the winner of our groovy planner is Michelle Edge. Congratulations, Michelle. You have won a free groovy planner from Berto & Co. Send us an email at kindersmorgy@gmail.com and we'll get your planner. All right. And finally, we have a $25 gift card to the TKS store. And that winner is Betty Schroeder-Paul. Congratulations, Betty. You've won a $25 gift card to the TKS store. Again, send an email to kindersmorgy@gmail.com to claim your prize. Listen, you all, thank you all so much. All 450 of you who hung out with us tonight.
Crazy. It's kind of late too.
Right. I know it's really late for people on the East Coast. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us and just watching the excitement and the enthusiasm.
I'm so excited. Like this literally, I know it's going to, I know it's going to help teachers.
It is going to be a game
Um,
changer.
and I'm so excited.
Wait.
Like if you want to follow me at the Science of Literacy Learning on Facebook. I'm always putting things out there, always sharing what we're doing, like on Elevate too. And I kind of asked if I was allowed to share this, but as part of the science of writing, I really want to stress to like TK teachers that if you're feeling like, oh, writing is beyond you, I promise you that what will be covered in here is not beyond you. That in order to start producing proficient writers, we start with oral language, and we're doing so much of those important first steps. And Greg and I kind of have a big surprise, really. It's all him with just support, but if y'all love ABC boot camp, hang tight, because there is a phonemic awareness boot camp coming that is blow your mind, and it fits directly right in as a stepping stone into writing. So it's not available yet.
It's coming
not available
soon,
yet.
But listen, y'all, we are so excited to have Holly bringing us this very cutting edge information to help make us all better. We're all going to grow together from this session. So if you haven't registered, register. The links are in the comments. Use the code Holly to save an extra 25%. Join us this summer at Elevate Virtual, because not only is Holly's session going to be a game changer, the entire Elevate Virtual experience is going to be a game changer for all of us. So we cannot wait for y'all to join us. Holly, thank you so much for your passion around this. We love it, and we love the passion that everybody else, all of you in the comments tonight have been fantastic. I can't wait to see what we all do with all of this great information next year in our classrooms. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you haven't registered for Elevate Virtual, do it now. Click the link. Use the code Holly. Elevate Virtual kicks off in 4 days, almost 3 days now. So we'll see you all this summer in person and virtually at Elevate.
Yes, come and see me at the Elevate Academy booth if you're on site. So.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Good night, everybody.